Welcome back to Wall Street Law and the final segment with Mark Leibovitz. Now, here's the elf himself.
When things were high, got too greedy, the market took a dive.
Welcoming a very special guest this Saturday morning, Stephanie Kammerman, to Wall Street Raw. You're listening to a piece, Don't Let Wall Street Knock You Down, by Stephanie. But Stephanie, remarkably, is a great stock market analyst and trader, in addition to being an accomplished singer and songwriter with BMI. And we're going to play a little bit more of her music a little bit later. Stephanie has trained thousands of students worldwide how to day trade and swing trade over the past 22 years, and she's manager and founder of the Stock Whisper Trading Company. And she runs a online educational trading room called the Java Pit, and I listen to it every morning now through the courtesy of her sending me those videos or tapes, and it's really exciting to listen to what's going on. And she talks about following the dark pool, which is how she spotted the last 9 correction weeks, and before they happen. And her popular Whisper of the Day YouTube video, which I just referred to, has achieved a 93% success rate over the past 2 years. Good morning, Stephanie, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Mark.
So tell us a little bit about the Stock Whisperer and the important dark pool, which is really the big subject that you emphasize in your analysis.
Yeah, traders started to, they actually gave me the nickname the Stock Whisperer because they thought that I had a crystal ball, right? I mean, I was calling a lot of things every single day. In fact, I was calling quite a few corrections before they happened. And I'll be honest with you, I am not psychic. I may be highly intuitive. I've been trading for 23 years now, but my secret really is following the dark pool. That's where 40% or more of the total volume that is being done right now across the market is being done in this dark pool, which, most traders don't even know about, right? Or they've heard about it, but they're not quite sure what it is. And, it's been around since the beginning of time. In fact, it used to be called the upstairs room back in the day, where only the elite clientele had access to it. But over the years, it's become very, very popular. And, it really is just a network. It's an alternative exchange that allows traders to buy and sell large orders without running the risk that other traders are going to see their hand. And they're not revealed until after they're completed. And this market, this is how Goldman Sachs and Barclays can sell 20 million, 40 million, 100 million shares of the SPY, okay, without showing one trade. They don't have to report anything until their entire order is filled. And this is how they sell everything at the top. Now, it's very manipulating. In fact, they don't have to report it usually for like 3 hours later. Mm-hmm. But what I started seeing is them not being reported until the next day. And, and this was quite shocking. And, how they can sell millions of shares and not report it until the next day or sometimes 2 days later. And, then I took that manipulation and said, hey, if they're hiding all these orders, right, we can profit off of this. And this is really how I've spotted the last 9 corrections before they happen. I spotted them hiding, selling and hiding these orders. And, they're able to do so because they do a trade in New York from their New York desk to their London desk. And they don't have to report the trade until the next day. That's how they get around that loophole.
So it's really the smart money at work. I talk about this all the time in my work. It's the big buyers and the big sellers that we don't really hear about, and how they can really confirm or trigger a move. That's really interesting. So how do you access this dark pool, Stephanie?
Yes, exactly. You know what? There's 2 companies. Everybody always wants to know that. Where can I find this? There's a lot of different software companies don't have access to dark pool data feeds. But there are quite a few that do. So Charles Schwab, Street Smart Edge, does have dark pool data feed, and also Lightspeed also has dark pool data feed. And these two companies, I use their block trade indicator, and if you follow me on Twitter and StockTwits, I'm constantly all day long taking pictures and posting it up there to show and teach everybody, and it was a life-changing moment for me, when I realized that I was getting all this dark pool data feed. Years ago, I used to trade on what was called an Instinet machine, and it was the first dark pool execution computerized platform. But I worked for a very big prop firm, but I didn't know it existed until about 5 years ago. One of my traders in my room said, hey, Charles Schwab and Lightspeed has this block trade indicator and has all this dark pool data feed. And we started to see all these late sell prints and late buy prints. I know when a correction is over because we see the big guys buying but hiding those orders until the next day. And they're getting in big. I mean, we're talking 20 million, 40 million. And these are all late. We've seen insider trading by seeing the dark pool. And, what's really odd that we noticed this week, on Monday, we noticed millions and millions of buy prints coming in the dark pool on the TVIX. TVIX, that's the fear ETN. So when markets are very nervous, when traders are putting protection on, they'll go out and they'll buy the VXX, which is another vehicle, or the TVIX. And I spotted the biggest prints, the biggest trades I've ever seen on the TVIX on Monday, and that was a day before the terrorist attack in Brussels.
Remarkable.
Yes. I took pictures. It's all on Twitter. And, that really spooked me out, Mark. I mean, I see a lot of stuff, but this was definitely the spookiest prints that I've seen in a very long time.
I remember getting negative volume before the 9/11 attacks in my own work, so there's that old conspiracy theory out there that people know things ahead of other people, and we don't like to admit that, but that's part of the business. Stephanie, we ran out of time. You're going to be in Vegas in May for the Money Show. Everybody can see you there, and they can look you up at thestockwhisperer.com, correct? That's how they find you?
Yes, exactly. You can find me there.
Thank you. So we're talking to Stephanie Kammerman from the Stock Whisperer. Look for her at Vegas. Look for her at thestockwhisperer.com. And we're going to hear a few more seconds of Stephanie's music here in just a moment. The Don't Let Wall Street Knock You Down. Thank you again for being with us, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me.
After conquered by a Honda, you can trade it, we should trade it, yeah, we're going on. You can enter lower level, set it up and down. Don't let one thing knock you down, knock you down, knock you down. You can get back in the game again, knock you down, knock you down. Don't go chasing while you're trading, or you'll end up hurting, banging. That the market turns around, don't let the Wall Street blues knock you down.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for that. And I think I have to learn how to sing. I think that's really one of my shortcomings here. I need to get a orchestral arrangement together and sing about the stock market the way Stephanie just did. That might be the key, because we know from the famous people in Wall Street, Granville and so forth, that entertainment and information is important. Anyway, thanks for joining us here on Wall Street Raw. As Ed Hart used to say, we will know in the fullness of time. Speak to you next week.
Thank you for listening to Wall Street Raw with nationally recognized market timer and previous Wall Street Week Out, Mark Leibovitz. If you missed any of today's show or to get in touch with Mark, please go to wallstreetrawradio.com. Any stocks or investment discussed on Wall Street Raw are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. We first recommend you seek out a licensed financial professional for advice. Go to wallstreetrawradio.com for more information on Mark's newsletters and products.